And tonight, I choose to remember retired President Daniel Arap Moi for one statement he made many years ago. Siasa mbaya, maisha mbaya. I'll deliberately avoid delving into whether he practiced that which he preached in relation to this statement or not. My focus is on the context and importance of these words, that a country's progress and stability is solely dependent on the type of politics and politicians it has. I would interpret Moi's statement to mean politics of development, unity, equity, fairness, justice, respect, patriotism and integrity will yield a stable, resourceful, peaceful, just, democratic and fair nation. Then the reverse is also true, that politics of ethnic balkanization, exclusion, electoral fraud, skewed distribution of resources, blatant disobedience of court orders, intolerance and backstabbing will result in a polarized, insecure, divided, unequal and bitter nation. And that is probably why the country is consumed with the Building Bridges Initiative politics that have for weeks looked like a breaking or burning bridges initiative. In fact, it has unfortunately taken Mzee Moi's demise to tone down the political rhetoric and bring down the temperatures that were soaring every single day. Somewhat, Mzee Moi in death has managed to stop the political reggae, at least for now. Maya Angelou, an American poet, singer, and civil rights activist, once said, and I quote, "Politicians must be told if they continue to sink in the mud of obscenity, they will proceed alone." End of quote. Maybe that is what Moi meant. Kenyans have a duty to stop the political players from dragging them down the route of hatred and division. As is the norm, a majority of those mourning Mzee Moi are saying many rosy and nice things about him. Very few have gathered the courage to speak of his administration's gross human rights violations, the culture of patronage, and high-handedness. Some have even argued that it is un-African to talk ill of the dead. Maybe, maybe not. I would, however, argue that it is important to talk about the good and the bad of a fallen leader, so that current and future generations of leaders can emulate the good and avoid the bad. Mzee Moi was many things to many people. To those who adored him, he was a larger-than-life figure. To his critics, he was a brutal dictator. But they all seem to agree that he was a professor of politics who mastered his game so well. I doubt anyone would ever lead the country for as long as Mzee Moi did, a whole 24 years. As a small boy, I remember he visited my village, Banana Hill, to congratulate George Wainaina, popularly known as Gewa, for clinching the hospital ward seat on a Kanu ticket, following a by-election occasioned by the demise of Boroa Kamode. And during my days at Senior Chief Koinange High School, I remember Moi gave us 100,000 shillings for mkate na soda. And the school's senior mixed choir was a regular feature at State House, Nairobi. And did I mention the maziwa ya Nyao? I dare say Moi remains the most influential single human being in Kenya's history who greatly shaped people's environment, positively or negatively. Let him rest. Let us all learn from him, emulate the good that he did, and shun the bad that he did. Only then will his Siasa mbaya, maisha mbaya slogan make sense.